But yeah, being out, it's already recording. Thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of the Just Talks podcast. My name is Jamal. I am your host. I'm here with Freddie and Danny, two of my co-hosts. And today we have a special guest that is joining us, up and coming rapper from Yonkers, New York, our hometown. Sorry, Freddie. But the three of us, the other three, were from Yonkers, so our hometown. We'd like to bring on and welcome Iman Nunez. Thank you for coming on.
Shout out Iman.
Like I told y'all before, I've been watching for a minute, so like it's dope to actually, be here because I personally know y'all. I mean, this is my first time talking with Freddie and stuff, but
yeah,
I think it's dope that like y'all continuing this for real. So I'm happy to be
here. Thank you.
I'm glad to have you.
Yes, that's a fact.
That's a big fact.
So we wanted to bring you on and, discuss a couple different things. We wanted to get to know you a little bit better. I know we've hung out a couple times, definitely had some debates in the barbershop. So, and of course, like get to discuss your music a little bit. And then at the end, I mean, I know we kind of started off a little bit, but go into like what's going on to the world,
Yeah, for sure. But we could talk, bro. That's a conversation that can happen for hours. I have these conversations every single day. So like, that's.
But start off something that I've been asking everybody. I started last month because it was Mental Health Awareness Month, and I know that the month is over, but I just wanted to continue asking the question just to check on people that I know. Like, how's your mental health been past couple months, actually, not even weeks anymore?
Honestly, that's something that I like, I take very seriously when it comes to that. Like, it's like, it's kind of like what Bobo was saying. Like, there's been times where I had to like really just pause and just like stay to myself to understand like happiness and stuff. Because it's just like, there's a lot of times when you're in a situation, when you're somebody who's leading people and stuff like that, people look at you as somebody who, that makes the moves or does this or does that, and they come to you when they need advice or they come to you for all that stuff. It's hard because it's like, who do you go to speak to? You feel me? Like, not a lot of people understand. And yes, I have people in my life that, they're here to talk and that all of that stuff, but it's just like there's certain times where you just kind of to yourself and you're just like, yo, like I really need this time to myself because everything is going too crazy. But with the last month, well, I could just say from beginning of quarantine, honestly, like it was, at first it was rough just because I was learning to just kind of get adjusted and stuff to trying to just keep things going for myself.
Yeah.
And then, once all of this started really taking place with Black Lives Matter, it's just like I've been driven crazy, like mentally drained, bro. It's so much. And it's like, and again, this is like these are conversations I have daily, even before, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. Like I have these conversations daily. It's something I really care about. So it's just like, it's it has its days where it's like a bigger toll than others, but as of right now I'm straight, everything is dope, and I'm just moving forward. But how about y'all? Like everybody good?
Well, I feel you. Like everything you were talking about in terms of when the pandemic first started, I didn't really. It took a toll on me. The longer it progressed and the more it changed. Because my job at first, it wasn't that serious about it. They weren't taking anything serious. But I think it was after like the second week or after those numbers like skyrocketed, I had to change what I did at my job. And then when I go outside, I had to wear gloves and my mask and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that. And then we endured that process. And then, like you said, we've been transitioning to all these protests and the Black Lives Matter situation. And that, like, that's main it's been the main thing draining my mind, because it's like when you go online, when you go to social media, that's all you see right now. Like you can't go on your feed and see a joke, and if you do, it's like you have to spot it in between mad different like protests and all these police brutality videos. You got to catch it. So nowadays, like one's mental isn't as good as it was before, or you could just, all right, but I'm gonna get on Twitter for jokes, scroll down, laugh at a few jokes. You can't do that right now. Right now, things are like, a lot of things are, are taking place so that a lot of people are understanding what's really going on. And I feel like with this whole Black Lives Matter situation, I feel like everybody just really has to key in on it and focus on what's going on, because we don't want this to just go by. We don't want to just avoid this like everything else. Well, I don't want to say like everything else, but we just don't want to let this go by unaffected, unchanged.
Yeah, that's a fact. How you been, Danny? I'll go last.
I've been good, I guess. I don't know. I've been sleep deprived. Yeah, it's been it's just a lot of sleep deprivation. So mentally, that's a strain. That's a strain mentally, but I'm going by the days. I'm just going through the motions. That's what I like to say. Try to keep positive. That's like my main thing, is like a lot of affirmations and positivity, because the world is going crazy, and I agree with the world going crazy how it is now, not before, but now I definitely agree with all the protests and the looting, the rioting, a little too much for me, but I agree with everything that's going on. So
that's fair enough.
Yo, you sound.
Wait, what happened?
I'm laughing because he sounds bad bored of me. He's like, I agree with it, but he sounds like, you gotta go to work though. That's why. So
what I was gonna say is,
he's drained.
A lot of.
All right.
I try to be a positive person. I try to have an outlook in life that even through the negative, there's always a positive outcome. So even through the dark days, you still have all your blessings. A lot of negativity is going around the world, but you see in the positive, like everybody coming together for one good cause that finally, like after years and years, it had to be done. Like, again, because this is not, it's like history repeats itself. Martin Luther King did it, Malcolm X, of course, they did it. Before that was Civil War, and, it's like history repeats itself. And when I love history, and at a point, when do you use history to stop repeating little events that trigger all these outcomes?
No, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's been just a whole roller coaster of emotions. Just for everything, just starting with the pandemic, working from home, which was a big switch. I thought that I would enjoy it, but I started to realize that I like being at work, because it's a little bit of a separation from being home and being separating home and work. Now it's like everything is always home. So that was an adjustment that I think I'm starting to get used to now. But as soon as you start getting used to it, and you start to get closer to things going back to normal, stuff like what's been going on with Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and then George Floyd, like all that stuff happens, and it's like everything just changes. Your mood changes. I was talking to Kayla. I don't know if you met my girlfriend Kayla yet, but I was talking to her, and I was like, yo, like, to be honest, like, this is like what you see me right now is like the most positive that I've been. I've kind of just been like angry. That might be my phone. But I've just been angry, and I'm trying not to be angry, but that's like the only emotion that I've really felt. You know what I mean? Like, I can't separate it from anything else. So yeah, that's how.
I mean, to be honest, anger is like, think about it. With everything going on, anger is. I felt that emotion a lot recently, and you guys know me. I'm like, kind-hearted.
Sure.
Loving. I show love everywhere. So the fact that I've been getting mad at seeing some of the things that I have been throwing in social media, that just shows you how as a group of people, we're just tired of the situation. We're tired of seeing the same things happen over and over again. Like, the first time that I could remember that I was outraged by the media, I want to say was Trayvon Martin. I was a senior in high school or junior, I forgot. But the point, I was a senior actually in high school when Trayvon Martin passed away. And I remember at that point in time, I forgot what class I was in, but we were watching like the whole, I think it was the court case. And the professor I had, his name was Mr. Forte. He was an older man, and he was, African American. He was talking to us about the things that he did back in the day that I see currently we're still doing to this day. So the fact that, anger is one of those emotions is because of how redundant it's been, and there's been no change. So that you're more than welcome to feel outraged or pissed off about the situation.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, let's get away from this a little bit. Let's jump into something a little bit more positive. So before we jump into music, because of course I want to talk about your music, I was like looking at your Instagram or whatever, and I saw on your Instagram it says you rap and you watch movies.
Yeah.
So what are some of your like favorite movies and stuff that?
Hey, top three. Give us a top three.
Top three. All right. There's two that stay the same always. So the third one always changes, but I'll say the third one for now. So one, top three is Wolf of Wall Street, Step Brothers, and Parasite right now. So yeah.
Yo, is that Parasite movie as good as everybody's been like talking about?
Yes.
Really? I've seen it on Hulu. I even put it in like my list or whatever, but I have not gotten to it. I gotta get into it because I keep hearing tons of good things about it, and they won like the movie award, right?
Bro, it's an amazing movie. Like
they said, what COVID-19, what we were going through in the beginning is like how the movie kind of started.
No way, that's how Parasite starts.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
People, I'm gonna have to go watch it because I have the ones that you've seen. That's the only one that I haven't seen.
It was Grammy nominated, right? Or Oscar. Sorry, Oscar.
Yeah, I always forget the nominations. That's why I said it was for the movie one. I didn't know what show it was, but yeah, Oscar nominated.
It won for Best Picture, but like for my all-time favorites is like usually like Wolf of Wall Street, Gone Girl, Django, and Whiplash. It's like stuff like those. I just honestly like all I really do like is write raps, make music, and watch mad movies. Like I'm somebody who had like I be having all those movie cards that you like these subscriptions to go to the movies all the time.
You put me on one, I remember.
Yeah, I put Daniel on at that time and stuff. So it was like I'm always at the movies. So I'm like pissed off that I can't even go to like one of my happy spaces right now.
Oh yeah, you haven't been able to go for a couple of months now, right?
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Hell,
I know Jamal feel you on that because Jamal.
Bro, I'm so mad. I really wanted to see. There's a couple movies I wanted to see. I really was looking forward to seeing. Of course, I'm a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. Yeah. I know it's kind of watered down now, but like I'm so sucked into it that like I have to go and see if there's a new one coming out.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to that. Wonder Woman, the Black Widow movie that was coming out.
And I'm tight because I heard that Wonder Woman is gonna be like you can watch it from home. And
are they changing it? I didn't hear that.
I heard that, and I hope they don't stick to that because like a lot of people say the movie theaters are gonna die out because everybody wants to watch it from home. But I'd much rather be in a movie theater than be in my house to watch it.
Oh, facts, of course.
The complete surround sound and everything is it's a completely different vibe.
It is way different. Like that. What was it? The one that was supposed to be. I saw Scoob the other day. That Scooby Doo movie. Like it was supposed to be in theaters. And I watched it from home, and it was just like you don't enjoy it. You don't appreciate it the same. Like when you watch it from home.
I feel like it does leave more of a impact when you go to the theater because you have that whole process. Like you pick out your fit, you get ready, you pick up whoever you're going with. It could be your boys or your girl. You pick up who you're going with, and then that whole like. Because everybody knows where y'all go, especially like, when you get in the whip, picking up somebody to go to the theaters, everybody knows like, all right, yo, so hopefully we make this show time. Hopefully we make this one. See, so once you get
it also
in there,
has like your undivided attention. I feel like
that's the only thing that's on your mind.
You use your phone and stuff, you're not as focused when you're at home. Yeah. And in the movies, you're locked in. You have undivided attention for the 2.5 hours, however long the movie is.
For sure. And like I go to like appreciate theaters like the Alamo, like, for example, because you're not allowed to use your phone at all, and you can get kicked out if you if they catch you on your phone multiple times and shit like that. Like, I appreciate that. Like,
I didn't know about that. They kick you out if they see you multiple times on it.
Yeah,
that's fine actually.
Yeah, that is.
Sit there and watch a movie. That's what you're there for, anyways. You spent the time.
Facts. You're not supposed to be entertaining anything when you're in the movie.
I'm a big phone user, so I actually appreciate that the movie does that. Like, you're like, hey, you can't use your phone. Because I watch like TV shows. I watch from my phone, and I have family members that like I could be sitting with my mom and my step pops and my sister, and they'd be like, "Yo, get off your phone!" Like, and it's like it's not that, just like multitask. Like I sometimes like multitasking most of the time.
Yeah.
But the fact that the movie actually lets me sit down and actually it's just the atmosphere of it is like amazing. I miss it.
Yeah. Soon we'll be back. So jumping into your music, you have 3 tapes and I believe 1 EP, right? So it was the one that's on SoundCloud, To Be Continued. The second project that came out is on all streaming platforms. This is Blessed, and then the last one that came out a couple months ago is Everything Is Everything.
Actually been a year now with everything.
Has it been a year?
Yeah,
It just felt like a year. It's going to go mad fast.
It came out April 26th.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, yeah, made the
That's
year.
mad fast. The year went by. I felt like that was you just released that.
Bro, like it goes by fast as hell.
So, but I see like your came out in 2016 was the first time. So was that when you like started making music, or is that were you making music before that?
Okay, so I started writing when I was about 13 or so. I used to write poetry and stuff way before that because the number one thing in life I always wanted to be was a rapper. Like when you go to school and they tell you like what do you want to be when you grow up, I always wanted to be a rapper. So, and I used to write poetry because like I was an athlete, so I was always in the parks and I was playing baseball like crazy. So it got to the point that I got hurt playing, and it was to the point that like I just wasn't enjoying it as much. So I wanted to take one of my passions and really start taking it serious. So I didn't really start taking it serious until I was about 15, 16.
Okay.
And you know, I wanted to drop music before I dropped my first project, but it wasn't a good idea. And as time goes on, and I look back at my first project, I'll be like, yeah, this did not need to come out. like, it was too soon for me. So, like, it's crazy because, like, there was a lot of people that enjoyed it for its time, like, at the time that it was, you feel me? And there's certain songs that stood out more than others. But me personally, I feel like that was way too early for me to be even dropping a project. Because as soon as I dropped Blessed, there was everybody going like, whoa, this is like night and day with you. So that was the biggest thing for me. So yeah.
Because that was something I was going to ask. You said that there was something that you always wanted to do. Because I went back and listened to Blessed again, and trying to remember what song it was, but you had like a skit on there. You had somebody who was on there that was a skit, and it was like that you're spending a lot of money on this. Are you like, how do you feel? Like, you know that people don't make it necessarily, you know?
Okay, I think that was
I'm trying to remember what song that was.
I think it was Open Letter in the middle of the song that the skit came on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Open Letter. So that song was like a personal song to me because it was like I've all my life I've always been the underdog. Like that's what I strive to be the greatest I can possibly be. In my mind, I believe that I'm the best ever. Like I move myself a certain way because I carry myself a certain way. So it's like when it came to that song, it was just like trying to inspire people that may have been or who that may feel like how I do. And to just make them understand, like, yo, like, this is like, if this is your vision, make sure that this is like, you go achieve that as much as you possibly can. Whether there's people who are going to constantly tear you down as much as possible. And, you know, I've had that many times. And, you know, it's hard to be that person to kind of like ignore it and keep going forward. But it was just like, I know that there was a lot of people who feel the way that I felt in that song. So that was really where it came from.
No, and I definitely feel that because I've kind of felt the same way. Not kind of, actually felt the same way most of my life when it comes to like creating stuff, like video creation. Like I'm still trying to figure out what exactly that I want to do. I'm kind of using the podcast to figure that out. But that's the same thing that I've tried to fight with and battle with. Like I've been making videos and posting online for a very long time, since high school. And I have a ton of videos, probably the same amount that a person that has a bunch of subscribers has. And I have way less than probably 10% of what they have, you know?
Yeah, but you know what the cool thing is, though, what y'all doing, though? Because it's like the number one thing that I try to preach to people as much as I possibly can is that you need quality and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So if you consistently giving quality out, whether like if you just keep repeating that and just keep giving them something to look forward to and stuff like that, you are bound to get somewhere. You feel me? So it may take longer than others, and a lot of people try to judge, like they try to compare their journeys with other people and stuff like that. But their blessing is their blessing, and yours is yours. You feel me? No matter how long it takes, but you're gonna get there sooner or later if this is something that you're very passionate for, and you just keep going forward. Like, bro, it's what I've been doing this for like seriously for 5 years, right? Yeah. To see where I was 5 years ago to now is ridiculous. Like a lot of like, and there's people who've been doing it way longer than me that have not seen the blessings that I've seen. But that's because that's my journey. You feel me? Like everybody else's is different, and they could be getting their blessings right there. But a lot of times, when you comparing it to somebody else's, you're not appreciating it as much. And that's the hardest part about it. So it's like, that's why I admire what y'all do and stuff, because it's just like you're continuously doing it and you keep having something for people to watch. It may be this many viewers right now, but if you just check from now to a year from now, and you can see the difference and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be completely different.
Yeah, bro.
And it'll be, I feel like it's a lot better that way because for music and for us doing this, it's like, you appreciate the journey, especially if it happens too fast. You might not appreciate it as much when it takes its time.
I feel like appreciating the journey happens to those that really put the blood, sweat, and tears into it. Because sometimes you see some people blow up randomly. They have their like 15 minutes of fame, and then you never hear from them again. Like I don't want to violate Designer, but like I feel like Designer is one of those people that we're kind of talking about, because it's like, you know, everybody has their own road. What Iman was saying, everybody has their own blessing and their own route to get there. But with Designer, I remember the first time I heard him, like everybody, I thought he was Future, and The Life of Pablo by Kanye. So I thought he was Future, and then everybody was saying it's Designer, some other dude. Then he dropped Panda. He had that summer booming 26 summer. I think it was summer 2016 that was on the radio so much. Yeah. And at that point, I'm a big Kanye fan. And I heard that they signed him into the Good Music label. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this is about to be some young prophet. He's about to do good. He's about to be killing it. And I think after Panda, he only dropped like another song. And I think after that song, I never heard from, like, I haven't been hearing from him. And it's like, when you look back, it's been like, you know, 4 or 5, it's been 3-4 years. So you're like, yo, what happened to the kid? So this is what Iman is talking about how everybody has their own journey. Like, he could have blown up like that. You could have went that mainstream route, but it wouldn't be the same because you're not learning the lessons that you got to learn now. Same thing with us in the show. Let's say we could have blown up already, boom. But at the same time, we got to learn. We got to take a step, go slowly, learn the things that we're learning now to keep us motivated, to keep us excited about this. You want to feel, whenever you're putting your heart into something, you never want to lose that heart, you know, that connection you have with it. Because once you lose that connection you have with it, everything gets different. You don't have that vibe, you know, you don't feel like doing it for that same passion anymore. So, you know, things tend to change, crumble because of that.
Yeah, and it's like when you go through these certain situations of stuff, like of moments where you feel pissed off during the journey and all that type of stuff. Yeah. It's like those are the moments where you start learning how to approach the next thing. You feel me? Because
that's a big step right there.
yeah, like there's a lot of times that we get pissed off or all this stuff. I guarantee you right now, looking back at it, if I would have blown up off of my first project, I would have been pissed. I would say right now, like I would have just been tight because it's just like at the time I want something to happen, but it's just like there's so much to learn. I wouldn't be the rapper I am right now if I didn't go through all these types of things. You feel me? Like I had to learn certain things and really put in a lot of work to just see the littlest outcome. So you have to go through all these things in order for you to understand how you want to move forward. And a lot of people don't understand that because we come from, you know, I'm blessed enough to be able to see both sides of, you know, of living. Because before I was living in Yonkers, I was living in like the Inwood Dykeman area and stuff. So I was like maybe 11 or 12, and we moved to Yonkers into a better house and stuff like that. But I was able to see those two different lifestyles and to see these two different things to be able to appreciate certain stuff. But you gotta go through things in order for you to appreciate the beautiful things that come forward. You feel me?
Mm.
It takes time and stuff, but a lot of people don't understand that. But that's the biggest thing you gotta keep in your mind.
Nah, it's definitely.
Wait, Iman, I have a question for you. Because you were really talking about like your debut album, like your first project. I listened to Everything Is Everything, right? The most recent one.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you feel like from that first tape to that one? How do you feel like your growth? Like, what did you feel like you learned that made the difference from that first tape to that from the most recent one?
Well, from the first mixtape, I keep saying we because I think of a team and stuff like with my guys.
Yeah. No,
that's fine.
That's fine. We understand it's more than just you that puts into that.
As a rapper, I felt like I did not know what direction I wanted to go.
So you feel like now, for the Everything Is Everything, you had a sense of flow, direction you wanted to do.
Yeah, like I didn't start realizing where I really wanted to go till I made Blessed, honestly. Because I've always been somebody who, I'm a big person of like, be the change you want to see going forward from people. Be that example for people that want to believe in something, or they want to find good in the world, or they want to like. That's why like my favorite people, like my favorite artists is like J. Cole and like stuff like Kid Cudi and stuff like that. Like those are the people that I admire to like another level because it's just like what they represent and all that. You feel me? So with To Be Continued, I didn't really understand what direction I wanted to go. I didn't even understand me as an artist or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we took some time off and we dropped Blessed. And Blessed was more of a like, okay, we're starting to see what Iman really is. Well, within my team and me, like we really understand what this is now. Now Everything Is Everything is just like a way more polished version of all of that type of stuff. Like it's just like, you know, I was able to grow while dropping music because I wanted to be consistent. And every time I drop something, I wanted to be like, this is the most important thing y'all need to look at right now. This is like, y'all need to pay attention to this. And so it was like, To Be Continued, even though nobody heard of Iman and stuff like that, the way that I was able to get everybody to like, at least be like, who the hell is this? We got DJ enough to host it, you feel me? So it was just like, then with the second one, I had like mixtape release parties and like all these different things to just get people listening. Like we had my song Pay For It. Mm-hmm. That song was literally being played all over the United States on the radio and stuff at one point. And then I remember I took I had to go on a radio tour all over the East Coast, and I brought Skull with me, and I brought one of my photographers, and then we just literally went all the way from here to like to Myrtle Beach and stuff, and performed and did all these different things. So it's just like lots of different blessings that I was able to see, and with all of that, I'm just happy that I was able to understand what type of artist I am to this day, what I want to represent, and all of that type of stuff. And a lot of people don't really get to that point. You feel me? There's a lot of people still figuring it out. And I'm just happy enough that I was able to, get to that point for myself.
Now, yeah, that sounds like well, I don't want to say huge accomplishment but that still seems like a huge accomplishment and step in the right direction. And I'm pretty sure when you did that whole tour and everything, that only motivated you to keep grinding harder so that you could see an even more of of accomplishments, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, that's not even that's self-explanatory right there, right?
Yeah, bro, it's been crazy to see half of the stuff that I've seen with just the little amount of time and all of that. And honestly, all I can really credit that to is just like my faith in God and all that, and just like with just the work, bro. This is work. Like,
nah, I could only imagine. Like,
I used to get shocked when people like I used to be like surprised when people go like, not everybody built for this, because it was like weird, but like it's a lot of people don't want to go through half of the stuff I gotta go through.
No, they don't.
It's about who wants it more.
No.
About who need it.
They see all the fly shit and all that stuff, and they're like, "Ooh, I like that. Oh, I want attention. Oh, I want this. I've never been the dude for clout. I don't care about any of that type of stuff." Yeah. So it's like the work is like you appreciate the work OD because you go like, damn, like, yo, I could do this. Like, damn, like when I did Everything Is Everything, bro, like when I did that project, all right, we'll use Roberto Cavalli, for example, song with Styles P and Sheik Luch, right? So when I wrote that verse in mind of giving this song to Pusha T. That was because Sad the Genius made the beat, and the beat was called King Push. So I was like, yo, I really hear him on this, like, yo. So I tried every way that I could possibly get to Pusha T, and we just scrapped it because it was way out of my budget. So, and the way that I wrote that verse in mind of like, if no matter what Pusha T responds with, my verse is gonna be so good that I either out-rapped him or rapped with him. He's not gonna out-rap me on this song.
Yeah,
and that's how I approached that song. So then when I was able to either end up getting Sheik and Styles is one of my favorite, like, he's my favorite Locks member. He's one of my favorite people, like all that type of stuff. It's like that I got somebody and he's on my top 10. So like I was able to get somebody in my top 10 that I was able to rap with. That's and cool. I got Sheik in there too. So it's like, I'm like, without Jada Kiss there, I'm like the 4th Locks member for this song.
That's how you gotta look at it.
Yeah, he's dope, bro.
Nah, yeah, that sounds like a dope ass experience, to be honest. Like just hearing it and seeing your reaction to it, I already know that brings good vibes and good memories.
For sure.
Were you able to with that song? Were you able to record any of it with them in studio, or was it all like you recorded it and then sent it over? Okay,
so a lot of people don't notice, but everything that I record comes from my house. Like every little thing I record. We're right where I'm sitting. This is exactly where I record.
Oh, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. Like I like recording myself. I just send my stuff out to get mixed. But when it came to Roberto Cavalli, I sent it out to Sheik, and then I sent it out to Styles. But Sheik sent it over first, and he gave me like so many bars. All I asked was for a 6, but he loved the record so much he gave me all of that. I was like, wow. So then we had a deadline, so I was just like on top of Styles. I'm like, yo, like Sheik, it is fun. Where you at? He was like, I got you. But I'm like, yo, bro, I gotta go mix this stuff. And then I ran into him and Sheik, and then Sheik was like, yo, you still ain't doing the record? And he's like, what is with everybody trying to make me do this record right now? Like he was like, bruh, he gotta go get that stuff mixed, and I don't think you're gonna compete with me because I body it. So like, I don't think you're gonna mess with me. So he was like, you know what? Give me like an hour, and then I was able to be in the room with me and Styles, and he just like knocked it out. And the crazy thing is, Styles don't write. Like he don't write one word. Everything is in his head. So he just sit there and just go in there, and just like I was able to really just like, I've always known that since I've known him, but like just to see him do my record and stuff, it was just dope as hell.
Yeah, that's fine. I haven't really like sat down and have a conversation with any of them. My family known them for a long time, and my uncle would always tell me like how competitive they are. Like
Yeah.
they're super competitive with each other. Like I have to have the best verse on this song. So that's how they are. So that's funny that you told that story, and that's kind of like what pushed him to finally sit down and like, all right.
Yeah. They're very good people, man. They dope as hell.
So you talked about like traveling up and down like the East Coast with touring and stuff. What was that experience kind of like? I've heard stories from like Sko, talking about like his experience, but his experience is his experience. Although y'all was together,
Sure.
Everybody views that stuff different. How is that for you?
I think it was dope. It was something very different for me because, you know, we were just all in a sprinter going from hotel to hotel, doing interviews in very nice places. And we did an interview in a trap house in Washington, D.C. at one point. So I don't even know, bro. Like, I'm talking about, like, you'll see Misko, one of my boys, Steven, who he's a photographer.
Yeah.
And just a couple of other artists. Like they were all from Brooklyn too. That's the funny thing. Like it was just two Yonkers dudes, and then everybody else from Brooklyn. So we just literally would go from hotel to hotel until we got to Myrtle Beach, and we were there for like a good 3 or 4 days. It was for Black Bike Week, and it was fun, but there was a shootout every night.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like we performed over there. We performed in DC for a little bit and all that. And it's just cool to meet these people and and just build relationships with different people. You feel me? Like that was the beauty in it. And it's some relationships that I still have to this day. You know, from some people from Baltimore, from DC, from North Carolina, like all of that. And to be able to hear your song played on the prime time, like for their state, it was a cool experience. So I just want to get to the point that I could just throw my own tour and get all of my people on it too, so we could just go all over the United States and just have fun. Like I love
that'd be an experience.
And you get tired of people, bro, on tour. Oh my God, I wanted to kill these guys.
Yeah, is there like things that like, well, you guys are the performers, so I'm pretty sure you guys see a lot of like back stuff out of the scene, things that us people probably won't even like think about. Like, was there any moment, like, I don't want to take it outside of the music, but was there any moment that while you were touring that you were like, yo, you never thought it would be as how it was going planned?
Yeah, I mean in a positive light and a bad light too. Like in the positive stuff, it's just like, yo, like we're really going around the East Coast right now just to promote a record that I did in my crib that took a day. You feel me? So it's dope to see that. But then like you also gotta be aware of your surroundings as well, because like when we would be in North Carolina, we got looked at crazy. Like they just see a whole bunch of black kids, and it's like they're looking at us like, yo, like, what are y'all doing here? Because we will be around white people around us.
They already,
yeah, and it was, you know, it was different. But then we go to like Black Bike Week where it's love and all that stuff, but there was a shootout at night. You feel me? So it was just like it's different. So I mean, it was dope. It was a dope experience all around, but it's like you also got to understand where you are and all that stuff, and try to just stay as safe as possible too.
Yeah, it makes sense. You got to be conscientious of, you know, your location. You can't get too wild, you know, given certain locations, and you don't want to do too much in certain areas. So that makes sense.
Nah, for sure.
Jump back to music. So for stuff that when you're making music, and you were talking about making that transition from your first mixtape to Bless, right? How did you make that final decision? Not that you don't have other like songs similar to like with the League and stuff like that, but like how did you make that decision that it was sort of like conscious rap is where you wanted to take it?
Honestly, just growing up being fans of people like Jay-Z, Kanye when he was rapping really hard, even though whether it was Consequence, right, or whatever, I don't care. But like J. Cole, Biggie, like Jadakiss. Like it was just like, I don't know, growing up, there was just a group of rappers that I've always told myself that if I'm gonna be like what they are one day, God willing, I need them to be able to respect what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I always had that mentality, like Pusha T is one of my favorite rappers too. Drake, one of my favorite rappers. But it's just like when I had that with Pusha T in mind for Roberto Cavalli and stuff, it's just like already with that, like trying to be like, yo, like if he's gonna be on this song, I gotta rap with him or I gotta out-rap him. I'm not gonna let you out-rap me on this song. And it was just like I always wanted I move forward with like I just demand respect when I like with all that. Like I'm not gonna disrespect you or anything like that. It's gonna be respectful and all that. But I got genuine love for the art of what I do and what these people have taught me. So it's just like that's always what I carry with me. Like I just always wanted to be as great as them.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that.
Yeah, especially the people you mentioned too.
Yeah, those is Pusha T, Jay-Z.
Yeah, like
yeah. So, like, and the cool thing is just like in my heart, I've always been somebody who just like. My mom always told me that I was like somebody who leads. So like when I speak, people listen. And I never really took that. I never really like sat with that. You feel me? But because I never think about stuff like that. I just do things. You know, everything just comes together type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the messages that I want to put out, I like to put it with what's in my heart. I'm not a big believer of just like, if I'm capable of doing that, why would I not put that out there? You feel me? Like, I'm not somebody who just needs to, like, all I think about is bullshit. Like, I can say a whole bunch of random stuff. Like, I really know things. I'm a knowledge. I like to learn things. I like to know so many things. That way I'm able to talk about it or understand things. And I feel like that's the beauty in this art. You give a different perspective than people may not see or may just understand better when you say it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what I do to go forward.
Nah, that's fine. Other thing I wanted to ask was, being that I know you haven't done like any, well, I'm not sure if you've done any like interviews or anything like that since quarantine's been going on, but you started doing the quarantine flows, 10 of them, which all you saw how progressively like they got better and stuff like that. Where did you get that idea to do that?
Before you answer, listen, if you're watching this, hearing this, whatever, go to Iman's page.
Wait,
listen
page,
to
what page are you telling people to go on?
Go
Instagram page.
All right, go to his
Instagram. Go to Iman's Instagram, right? And listen to Quarantine Flows. It's season 1, all right? Season 1. Listen to the whole season. I promise you, quality. Not quantity. Forget quantity. Quality. Listen, bro. It's so good. It was like top. Like, it's there. It's there for me. That's all I want. That's my promo.
To Quarantine Flows. I was having a conversation with my manager, my publicist team, that we were just like, you need to take advantage of being home. You like being home so much, you need to start showing people something or doing something that people can be in tune with what, like, who Iman is or anything like that. And I'm a private person, and I understand that bothers the hell out of my publicist all the time, because she says, you need to sell your brand.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
My brand is being honestly just like just inspiration. I don't know, like I'm the underdog, bro. It's just like what you see with J. Cole. That's what I've been dealing with. Like, I guess I understand this so much because it's like I feel like it's me type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like Quarantine Flows just happened because I was like, you know what? All right, I'm not about to do some fucking skits all the time and all of that. I'm not about to do all this extra stuff. So let me just do something where people would enjoy it. People love listening to me rap. People love my music. All right. So let me just do something every week where I'll use different producers and let me pick up some new talents myself. I recorded every single quarantine flows through my phone. I'll just place it literally on this thing that I have. But I got it right here. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
So I got this thing right here where I was just like, I would leave my phone right on top of this thing and I'll connect it to something, any platform, right? So I'll face it towards me. I'll record it. I'll record it on Pro Tools as well. I'll put the audio with it. I'll mix it a little bit and I'll edit it myself. I'm not somebody who used to do that at all. So I picked up new things during the quarantine flows to be like, yo, let me just try this. Let me be a little bit more self-reliant. Excuse me. I'll be self-reliant and let me just do something that I could give people some quality like every week. And we were able to do it for 10 episodes. That's like 2 months and a half. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like to be able to do that, that was dope for me. And you know, I didn't think that it was gonna, I didn't know what to expect from it. People really loved it. And the craziest part about it, I did it from when quarantine started to when it ended, really. Like when it was the original time it was supposed to end.
Yeah.
So to be able to do it like that with 10. And I was talking to Daniel too. I'll be like, yo, I don't know if I want to keep doing like past 10, bro. I don't want to keep going with this. Like people telling me like, yo, keep going, do not stop. I want to see this every week. But I'm not somebody who likes to overstay my welcome. It's just like, I'm gonna give you this and I want you to appreciate this 10. And then when I bring it back, like the last one, I ended it with saying, we're gonna bring this back with another name because it's only right. So I'm gonna call it something else because we're not quarantined no more, but I'll bring it back with more guests and, you know, all that stuff. Like I was trying to see how I could keep it within a minute every time because Instagram, I don't like the IGTV stuff. So like, I just wanted to keep it within a minute, and something that I wanted to practice was to stop unnecessarily cursing in with what I was doing. So every single quarantine flows, a lot of people do not even notice this, but I have not cursed once in any of them. Like,
no, it was something I caught on to.
Yeah, it's like
I caught it. I was gonna mention it. It was something that I caught because I listened to every time I would listen to it.
Yeah.
I would listen to it more than once to see if there was something that I could catch, and that was something that I.
And it was like the cool thing about that was that I wanted to challenge myself to just learn how to use different vocabulary to express myself instead of just using curses, because I would always curse just to fill in a word. You feel me? Instead of just saying, yo, you can use this, you can use this. You can say all these different things to still express how you're trying to be. And I promote all of my posts on Instagram too. So if you cursing in the promotions, it's just like, you can't even do nothing. They're not going to accept it or anything like that. So it was like a cool challenge for me to be able to write, you know, all these different quarantine flows and not even have to use one curse word. So it was cool.
Nah, that's fire. As far as also.
Wait. Quick question. I don't want to interrupt, but I wanted to stay in tune with the quarantine thing that he was talking about. I don't know if you were gonna change the topic.
Nah, I wasn't.
Oh,
what were you
okay.
gonna say?
No. Go ahead. Go first, son. I just
okay.
don't want you to change the topic and then.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna stick here for a minute.
Someone go. Right, let's go.
With the video editing, like when was that you too?
Yeah, I was editing it through my phone. I had these two apps called KineMaster or KineMaster, whatever. And, I forgot what the other one is called, but it's in my phone somewhere. But yeah, I would just use that, and I would just write out all the like the words to it, the lyrics to it. And it's funny because there's some typos in some of them, and like it would be too late for me to fix it because once you post it, you post it. But yeah, I would literally I'll edit it, I'll shoot it, I will record it on Pro Tools, I'll mix it just a little bit, and I didn't even know how to mix for nothing. So I was just trying to at least make it good enough for Instagram and all of that. And that was some of the talents that I was able to pick up during quarantine, man. It was just something that I wanted to do to give people. And it inspired some people though, because there were some people who started doing their own videos. There were some people who were like, yo, I want to join your quarantine flows and all of that. But I didn't even want to do features or anything like that. And if I did do a feature, there was only two or three people I wanted to do it with. I wanted to do it with Blash, which I ended up doing.
Yeah, that one was dope.
My homie Oswin Benjamin, he was supposed to be on one of them. And Sko's actually gonna be on season 2. So yeah, like it was gonna be. I just wanted to keep it like that. I wanted it to give you just more me than anything, and just highlight these dope producers that I actually work with. And there were some that I actually never worked with as well. So it was cool to just kind of do that. Like that was the first time anybody's ever heard me on a Scoop beat. And me and Scoop have been trying to do something for a minute, and I've known Scoop for forever. So it's like that was the first time people really heard me on a Scoop beat, and that was the first time. There's a studio here in Yonkers called Hit Cave that my manager is a part owner of, and the owner, his name is Mark, and he sent me the last one, and that was the first time I actually ended up really putting something out that he did. So, and the other one is Len, produced by Len. He is my best friend since first grade. So he's my best friend since first grade, and like he always wanted to just try to get into producing, and I am somebody who keeps it very honest with him and stuff like that. So the times that we were gonna work, it just wasn't. I didn't felt like it was where it needed to be yet. So it got to the point that he just continuously kept going. And I've done stuff to his beats before, but like the quarantine flows is the first time that people get to hear it. So like that's where it is, and I'm excited to see the growth with Lenny and to see how far he's come. I mean, he was on Sko's project for those and stuff, and yeah, it's just been dope to give the credit to these producers and to highlight them and stuff like that. So yeah.
Go, Freddie.
Oh yeah, my fault. Now I was gonna say, yo, wait, were you gonna say something else?
No, go.
Oh, okay. Now what I was gonna say, Iman, was because you said during the quarantine shows you were doing things that you weren't used to doing typically. So are you planning on incorporating what you learned in terms of what you did with the production, what you did with what you did with the actual? Because you said that you produced your own beats for that time, right?
No, not the beats.
Oh,
the beats were the producers that I worked with.
Oh, they okay. So that's what they dropped off, and then you were just freestyling on that. But you said, all right. But the point is, you said that you were learning things during your quarantine. So I'm saying, the things that you learned, are you gonna use that for your next album? Some of the things you learned, to keep your mind fresh with those things that you learned, or are you felt like you just learned it just for the experience?
It's something that I wanna hold on to.
Yeah.
Because I like that I was able to do things just on my phone.
Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, 100%.
From what I'm hearing, everybody was saying how good it was. I'm about to have to tune in somehow. But yeah, so
as a mixtape and stuff, but I'm very ever since like that of the first mixtape. Yeah. And I know I keep sounding like I'm bashing it, but it's not. I'm not. I'm just keeping it a buck. You feel me? It's just like there's certain highlights from it, and there's certain not, but that's not how Iman sounds.
Nah,
it was like that was the project that it was me really just getting into it. And when you hear that one and you hear Everything Is Everything, you just see a very, very different.
Night and day.
Yeah, I didn't understand a lot of things when I was doing that. But with the quarantine flows, it's I just wanted to make create new habits, create new ways of trying to put stuff out there for people, and I was able to just take those skills and I want to put it for future stuff. Even when I bring it back, if I do bring it back.
Now you should.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do, and I don't want to drop this as a mixtape just because I'm very particular with what I put out. And I'm very, very, very big on presentation. Like that's something that I really like go hard for. So that's really what it is. I don't want to. I may put it on YouTube just so people could like put it all together. I don't know if I want to put it as like all 10 together and just so people could just go through it, or I don't know yet. I'm still deciding on what I really want to do, but I don't think I'm gonna put it for something to be on streaming services though. I'll say that much.
That's fair enough.
That's good. At the end of the day, you know, you make those decisions. Like you said, you said you wanted to end up changing the name from Quarantine Radio to something else. Whatever the name is. Quarantine Radio, right? Quarantine show. But whatever you change the name to, I'm pretty sure you seem like you have a good head on your shoulders. You got that articulation down. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna name it something that's gonna go with whatever you're doing in that phase of your life.
Yeah, it's something we're gonna be thinking about for sure, and I'm gonna look for other ways that I could, if I do bring it back, it's something that I want to be able to take it to another level. That's the biggest thing for me. It's like I don't want it to go back.
You want to keep seeing that growth, that improvement.
Yeah, I want to see what I can do, whether it's sponsorships, whether it's trying to get it on this platform or anything like that. I want to see what we can do that will take it to that next level in order for it to be out there. So yeah,
I hear that.
Speaking of content on the internet, you did the in-house performance with Major Stage. That was with Prada and Skull.
Yeah.
How'd that whole thing come about?
Okay, so I have a really good relationship with Major Stage. They are responsible for my 2 headlining shows that I did. I sold out SOBs with me headlining, which was something that was on my bucket list that I always wanted to do.
Hey, that's what's up.
I sold out Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, where that show was different though, because we did something that we did the show the 25th and we dropped the project the 26th. So I wanted to do a show where everybody could hear the project for the first time. It was a dope experience because I was able to drop merch for the first time and got sold out. We were able to sell out all the tickets. We were able to just pack it out completely and just have a good time. And my bad, I'm sorry. What was your question again?
The show, that the like in-house home show.
Yeah, with Major Stage, since I had that relationship with them being responsible for that stuff, they wanted to do something that was, since we're in quarantine, they thought of different ways to do something, and they were like, "Yo, let's do a show, an in-house show, and choose 2 people that you would want to be on the show with you." And I'm like, obviously, I gotta make it a Yonkers show, so I wanted Prada and Sko, and because Sko had his project that we've been working on, the old broke bastard one, and then Prada is somebody that I work with her a lot on, like, we've been focusing on her project that's gonna be coming soon. And it's been dope. I like giving people, like, if I have a certain platform that I can involve people that are also working, I want to be able to like include them in something. Like when I did the Knitting Factory show, Blossoms opened up for me and stuff. Like I like having these different things because these are new faces to see you. You feel me? And I think it's dope that we can just. I wanted to be able to just come together and just try to bring something as much as, like, make something grow as much as possible. So yeah, I'm always gonna be thinking about the people like that are working around here before anything. And yeah, that's really it.
That's cool that you do that though. That you think about the people, the people from Yonkers first before you try to get other people to work with you. Because it's like one thing I've been seeing I mainly seen this after doing this the blog. I said the blog after doing the podcast with Jamal and Danny. I've really seen that the people in Yonkers, you guys have like this like camaraderie. You guys are like, you guys do one thing and then you guys either put each other on, or if you guys see other people doing something similar to y'all put, you guys collaborate, work with each other. And I feel like, I don't know what it is in Yonkers, but I fuck with that you guys do that. You guys always look out for each other. And I feel like low key, that's kind of like the blueprint. Like if more places had that type of like collaborative mindset, feel like imagine what a whole country, like imagine if we were like that from freaking both coasts of the United States. If everybody thought like that, this nation would be crazy. It would be so advanced right now. So
sure.
I like that you guys keep, oh, wait, I didn't hear what you said. What did you say? My fault.
My bad. Like, we just pretty much, it's like that inspiration comes from, like, when you see, like, Atlanta, they come together OD.
Yeah.
Atlanta definitely did that wave, too.
Like, that was the biggest thing. Yonkers wasn't always like this and stuff. There's a lot of, like...
It's the complete opposite. Yeah, Yonkers is the complete opposite of what it was when we were in high school. It's a long time ago, but it's not that long ago. But like, it's completely different. It wasn't like that before.
You guys didn't have that camaraderie before. It's like millennials brought that into Yonkers, that camaraderie and all that. Now that's what's up though. That's still good though. It's showing that you guys are making your movement. You guys are doing what you guys do in order for the whole crew to succeed, not just you in particular.
Mm-hmm. But you know what it is though too. Like a lot of people, when you become see a little bit of success, you start to learn different things and how you carry yourself and how you move with certain things. Like me, I drive off of seeing other people do great. I get hyped when I see people do something like amazing, or like if you're someone who's really dope and you're not utilizing your talents, I get tight. Like I'm like that dude, and I want to see people.
Danny.
I don't got no talents. I ain't got no talents. I'm just.
But like that's the thing. Like I like to see people like prosper and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people who already don't want to see you do great. And the reason why I understand both sides of it, because I know what it feels like to be a hating ass nigga too, because I've been that person before. You feel me? Like way before, I've been that person, and that's not gonna take you nowhere.
No, never.
Ever. So it's like if you gotta learn how to just move forward with love and to just help one another. There's a lot of people who have tools that don't want to give you the resources.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of times that like whatever I get for myself with a lot of the time, I try to spit game to people that I could help with. Because it's like, if I'm in a position that I can help somebody, why not do it?
It's a fact.
That's what a lot of people don't carry with that. A lot of people don't like to do that stuff, and it's
that's the thing. Oh,
so
go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
With what y'all do, right? Y'all should be able to, like, with somebody who doesn't know something that may be simple as hell to y'all can teach them that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can teach them how to do something that they may not know in order for them to go forward with something. But whether people want to listen or not, that's different.
That's
that's
you still gotta make. What is it? You have something I call like a coach mentality. Like you want to see the best. You're not all coaches, of course, but like most coaches want to see their star player or like even their whole team like succeed. It's like, yo, I'm here to help y'all succeed. I'm not gonna hold none of my secrets in for y'all. I'm here to help y'all succeed.
Mm-hmm. And
it's that's that good mentality to have, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be selfish. You don't want to be self-absorbed. Like, I'm pretty sure if you were more selfish, or like, let's say you weren't really caring about other people, Ian, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been at the situation. You're not, you wouldn't be in the situation you are now. Feel me?
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. It's like, if you don't appreciate where you at the moment, and you're not able to help other people do it, like move forward and stuff like that, you will not see anything going forward. You're just gonna be stuck in a certain mentality, in a certain position that you may be tired of being there and stuff like that. But you need to understand that we are here to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever way you can do that, we are brought to this world to help people. So if you can utilize that in any way possible, just do that. You feel me? Just help others that ask for it. Or even if they don't, like if you feel like, there's something you 100% know, and they may not have the same amount, like the same knowledge towards it, you can teach them, like be like, yo, you can just do this. It'll be way easier for you to do that. You feel me? Yo, you could utilize and put your money here. You feel me? Or you could put your money here. You can put your money here. And there's obviously people in art that, you know, that they like the element of surprise, and that's another thing. When we keep that, you know, keep that inside. You don't need to let everybody know every little thing you're doing. But when it comes to how to help people on how to move forward, you can do that. You can teach people how to do that. You've experienced it enough. You don't need to let them know every one of your moves of what you're doing going forward. But you can teach them different ways of how you learn something. So that's pretty much it.
I like that. I like that a lot. You have cause so like I know you know I work in the school and
yeah.
Jamal and Freddie always know I work in the school. And my biggest thing about working in the school is I'm a mentor. And there's a mentoring cohort. We have kids that we mentor, like specific kids. And within this year, I think even now when I work from home, the kids I call the most would be that my mentees, yo, this is what y'all have to do. This is how y'all deal with y'all problems. I know a lot is going on in the world. This is how I want to see them for some reason. I want to see my whole class succeed. But this group of kids that I'm with all the time, I want to see them
yeah.
You want to see them do it as best as they
succeed,
could, right?
Yeah, be the best.
Their potential and exceed it.
Exactly, because each one of them that I have is like I see something that I've lived through within y'all. I see a little me in y'all, and I need y'all to do way better than me. Mm-hmm. That, and I'm a big Iman and Jamal, and we're big brothers. So we all want to see our little brothers succeed too. It's and Chubbs is a father, so he already know
exactly. And I feel like that's why that actually helped me with that mentality, because before I had my son, I would always look out for people, but I wouldn't really I don't want to say I wouldn't really help them, but after having a kid, I want everybody. Well, I feel like I had this mentality before, but it was just easier to look out for people that know. Some people know when to ask for help, other people don't know when to ask for help. And I feel like after having a kid, you could really see the people that don't know how to ask to help. You could still help them out, because sometimes it's all about ego. Sometimes you just see them getting it in a different way. So if you can help them out, you got to do what you got to do. If I could see, for instance, if I see Danny struggling in some sort of way, I'm going to give him my two cents. I'm going to give him my opinion. I'm not going to say my opinion is always going to be right or whatever. But the fact is, I'm trying to give him, an escape route. I'm trying to help him out as best as I could.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have that type of mentality that you want others to succeed around you, you're just planting seeds, little seeds of success, and they're eventually going to bloom into trees and, trees of success.
Yeah. That's the thing too. I make sure that I surround myself with people just like that. And you shouldn't do something to expect something in return.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's right. If you're doing something in return, then you're doing it for the wrong reason, bro.
Yeah, you're already entering it with a bad thought process.
Yeah, that's not the way you go about it whatsoever. You got to be able to if it's in your heart that you really want to do something, you just do that. You don't need to get anything in return or anything like that, bro.
Yeah, that's why some things are second nature too. Sometimes you wouldn't even well, this is what I feel like. Well, I don't want to give this example necessarily, but I feel like it suits the situation. When sometimes I see homeless people in the street asking for money, sometimes you just feel compelled to give it to them. You don't know what it is going on in your mindset or whatever, but you're like, yo, if he asks me for money, I'm going to give him whatever change I got, or I'm going to see what I could do. Sometimes people ask, and it's and it's not the same. You don't feel that, connection. You don't feel like, I'm going to give it to them because I know they're going to use it for good. Sometimes you see them, you're like, nah, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to, give this person, you're not going to give this person money, and you could tell that they're not going to use it for good. They're just going to go buy whatever it is they're going to get into, that. So I feel like it's kind of like a third eye type of thing. You kind of feel it, when you could help somebody and it's actually going to be good, as opposed to helping somebody just because you're thinking, oh, this person is going to later benefit me in the future.
Yeah, not for sure.
Right. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So something that I didn't want to get too much away from music, although that was good. I wanted to ask about like performances. I unfortunately wasn't able to go to one of them. The one with Chinese Kitty, but as far as with performing is in general, because like I went to, I'm not sure if you had a live band for that one. But I know you had one for the one that you did in Yonkers. What is that like? How do you prepare, and like what is your process with your shows, your performances?
Okay, so let me start off by saying I would not know how to perform if it wasn't for Blas. Blas is somebody who I admire as a performer, and he literally took the time to teach me how to perform because I did not know how to perform whatsoever. I didn't have no breath control. I didn't know how to work a crowd. I didn't know nothing. And just by the little things he taught me, I was able to pick up my own stuff and just be able to do that. Now I make sure that it's like a whole crowd interactive like type of thing, and it's not about you jumping around all the time and all that type of stuff. So like the way I prepare for these shows, if I'm using a live band, we would take maybe a month or two to just really kind of rehearse every week. And I'll give like Maintenance, for example. Maintenance has been playing, they're a rock band from Yonkers. They've been playing for my shows and stuff like that. They just listen to the songs and we just try to figure things out, take some instruments out of the instrumental just so they could play it and all that. And we try to create something way bigger than like just give it a crazier experience, I guess. Like that Yonkers show that we did, I was not expecting that.
I don't think anybody was.
That was a mad.
That was lit. That was lit. I don't care what nobody say.
No, it was lit. It was just different for us. I think that's what it was.
It was super different. I'm not used to that either. Like that was a lot. And that whole point of that show was it's supposed to be like a hip hop rock, like bringing the girls together. You feel me? So they wanted to do like a kind of like a Linkin Park, Jay-Z type of thing. So we were able to do that, and you see a freaking Kool-Aid man just like running around like doing crazy. It was insane, bro. It was fun, but it was very different. But I was able, just because we were able to put that type of show because we were preparing all those weeks to just make sure that we got everything to the T. And like when there's little situations where you forget lyrics or you forget something, you got to be able to work on your feet immediately, right? Yeah. So there was a time when I did the show in the Knitting Factory where one of the guitar amp blew out or something like that, and we were supposed to do a specific song, but we didn't know what to do. So I used that time while they were fixing it. I was thanking the people who came out and stuff like that. And as I realized he was still fixing it, I looked at the bass player, and which is Phil. I looked at him, and he goes like, "World in my hands." I'm like, "World in my hands." So because we didn't have a guitar for that song, we just had a bass player and the drums. So we utilized that time. We're like, all right, so this is not gonna work out. Go to the next thing. So we just were able to do that, and then we made a moment out of World in My Hands where everybody. I have this picture. I don't know if y'all seen it. It's been on my Instagram and stuff, but you see me and you see a whole bunch of lights of everybody in the crowd and stuff. And that was the moment from World in My Hands that we just were able to create that. I wasn't supposed to perform that song. I was for whenever I perform a show, whenever I'm doing a show and I perform with everybody having the lights on, I usually did it for Open Letter. So we were supposed to perform Open Letter for that time, but it didn't work out. So we just made that moment out of World in My Hands.
Now, that's good though. I feel like, especially in the career path you taken, improvisation is key, and that's what you were able to do in that moment. You were able to, finesse the time. You were able to finesse that song. And how did you feel like everybody reacted, even though you knew yourself that you weren't gonna perform that track? How did you feel like when you got everybody's reaction? Did it make you feel like, oh, I should add this to a set list for next time I do a live concert? Or like, how do you feel?
It was dope because it made me understand how I wanted to react with that, like the reaction that I got from that song. So like something that I learned how to do when I perform, like having the audience say something. So it's just like, in the song World in My Hands, like the hook goes like, paint the vivid picture of my image, you could feel it. So every time I say after every like bar, I was like, all right, I could interact with the crowd in a way. So every time I finish the bar, I'll tell the audience to say like every single time, and I'll point the mic to them. So whenever I perform that song, it's like always a crowd interaction type of thing. Where it'll be like, paint the vivid picture of my image, you could feel it, and then I just give it to the crowd, and everybody just say it. So it was just something that has been dope as hell to just kind of make them feel like. The biggest thing I learned from that is that you can't make it seem like they're just watching you. They need to feel like they're a part of the experience. Mm-hmm. That's what I learned from that. And I learned that from Blas. Blas taught me that, and I was able to carry that and just go forward and just pick up stuff on my own. But yeah, like that's the biggest thing. You got to make it feel like it's an experience other than them just seeing you. Because being an emergent artist, they don't care about you, bro. Except for the people that are there. They don't really care to see you, all that type of stuff. You need to leave something that everybody's going to remember in some type of way. And if you're going to interact with the crowd, that's the best way because they're not going to be bored just watching you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Now, and for crowd control, like, well, you said that Blas was his name? I don't want to chop it up. So, yeah, no, that's good that he was able to teach you those things. You said that he taught you a breathing technique, too? Like.
Yeah, like pretty much.
You get more into depth about it?
Yeah, so when you need breath control when you are rapping on stage. It is high.
Yeah, because of all that constant movement, and then you have to make sure you're still reciting your bars and everything.
There's mad lights in your face. You are blazing up there. And, like, it's crazy. And he taught me how to hold a microphone. Like, for example, this is just some regular stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to kind of have a distance and not cover the microphone like how people do, going like this and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
And he taught me that whenever you're taking a breath, don't breathe in the mic. Just kind of take the mic away, take your breath, and go like this. Put it and start rapping again. Take it away, start rapping again. So that's really what it is. And then it was just like, you got to be able to work out while rapping. So you know when do you need a break into breathing in your songs, and how do you replace that? So with my DJs, I would just have them, like, if there's a song that I gotta rap really, really fast, I'll just have them say one of the lines that I know I'm not gonna catch or something like that. Or certain things, like, you just pick up on certain things when it comes to your song. It depends on how the song is and how you worked out with that. But you should just you should be training. You gotta train like you're an athlete, honestly.
Like that's exactly how you gotta do it though too. Yeah. You gotta have those types of prep, like how athletes prep. That's how you guys have it to prep, because you guys do just as much movement. Just because, like, think about it, if you were to do that at let's say you went on tour, you're gonna have to do that same thing every single night for the next 6-7 months. So I understand that.
Crazy. But yeah, that's really it.
No, that's fire though.
Yeah. I don't know. I like had a question
for it.
Yeah. Do you have any? I'm asking all of our first couple of guests, like, do they have any questions for us that they wanted to ask? So it's not just us.
I got two. No, I got you.
Yeah, he came ready.
yeah, I watched. I got two. All right, so let's start with this one. What are some of the changes you would like to see within our community?
That's a good question, right, Jamal?
Yeah, it is.
Who wants to answer the question? I mean, I have an answer for it, but I don't know if you guys just want me to answer it. Or...
no, because it's not a specific question.
Is it a question like for every single one of us, or is it like is it like a whole question, or is it like an individual question?
Whatever y'all want to see. Well, I'll make it simpler, and it may not be as easy for Freddie. So maybe this will be just for Daniel.
Oh, Yonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the example? I was like, oh wait, hold on.
So what are some changes you would like to see in this community?
All right, go ahead, Jamal.
I'd like to see more events held here for us.
Okay.
I feel like we go to other places to do stuff for them. Like you guys will go perform in other places like the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and stuff like that. But people don't really come here. Will perform here. So I would love to see more events like that where we host as a whole and make people come here. That's something that I would like to see more. I guess that's how it helps everything that we talk about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like how the Dreamville did the festival down in North Carolina last year. And that town, nobody ever goes to Raleigh, North Carolina, you know?
Yeah.
But they brought so many people down there, and so much revenue that came into the city from people having to give food, people having to stay at Airbnbs or hotels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's something that that I would like to see personally.
Okay.
No, yeah, I like that, Jamal. Because on top of that just goes back to your roots, you know, because you just want to see, you know, your community be as good as, you know, it could be. And that's definitely one way to make a community better.
Sure.
For me, I would like to see, like, I guess working in NYC, you see a lot of opportunities handed to kids that they might take for granted, but I feel like if it was done in Yonkers, it wouldn't be taken as granted. I guess I don't know how to say it, but like there's certain programs that I would love to see kids have, like for instance, like an arts program where it concentrates not only on like drawing, painting, but more like on rap and like not even rap, just music in general, like production, filmmaking, things like that. I would like to see like more programs enforced, and not only that, like with sports too, because a lot of things in Yonkers. I grew up in Yonkers, always looking for somewhere to play baseball.
Yeah.
And there's always a spot. You can always ask somebody and find somebody, but for some reason it was like always hard to find for me specifically. It was like, I think a lot of kids don't. I think my mom was a single parent with me, so it was a little harder for her. Where she was like, she didn't know. She knew the Glen was there where I used to live, on the south side, or like whatever you want to call that side. The Glen was there near me, but she didn't know nobody in the Glen, so she wasn't. And my mom wasn't like an asker. So it's like maybe if a school offered not just the team to make for the school, but like a program where it's like, okay, this is a sports club. We actually teach you all types of sports. We're not going to only teach you baseball, but we're going to teach you basketball and or lacrosse or cricket, all these other different sports to see what you actually like. Mm-hmm. Same thing for music. Is like, you may like rap because you're around it so much, or classic. You may like this type of music, but what if you heard this music, and what if you try to play that instrument, or what if you try to what if you learned how to make music or how to DJ? Would you have done it faster, quicker? Yeah. The other things is like poetry. Like I don't think there's a big this is all had to do with like kids and stuff like that, and even like young adults. It's like some way you get like, let's get everybody out the street. And Yonkers, I don't want to say is, depending on what side of Yonkers you grew up with, I guess, it's like you can see the evil and you can see like the good. Like you can see the rich or you can see the poor. You see all this. And I feel like I grew up right in the middle, where it's like, damn, I wish the community had a lot more to offer, because a lot of these kids are gonna, I say like this is a small town mentality, where it's like we get stuck in our little town or a little city, wherever you're from. You get stuck there and you don't want to grow out. You get so accustomed to it, you don't want to grow out of it.
Like what you're saying with that, like some of the biggest things I always wanted to do was I wanted to make a concert hall here for people to start to come in. So this would be like one of the spots, like a Webster Hall, like like one of those things that we had that here.
Yeah.
Go on their tours, they're gonna come to Yonkers, right? That's one. The other thing was what you're saying with the sports. I always wanted to make a sports complex here too, where it had stuff like that as well. Because when I was playing baseball, I used to go to Uptown Sports all the time in the Bronx, and moved one actually right to Yonkers, which is hilarious. Like right in the beginning of Yonkers on the south side. So like I wanted to be able to do stuff like that for like, you know, these are because and build studios and like music schools and stuff like that. Because it's like we didn't have those things when we were younger. Like
Yeah,
around,
we didn't.
yeah. And I feel like that would be cool because it just gives people other opportunities to pick up other things. You feel me? And I think it would be dope. And if we had our own concert hall over here, like that people would really go to, like on their tours and stuff, that would be fire. Like I think that would be super dope.
It would be.
Yeah, out of all the ideas you guys are saying, I feel like Yonkers needs all of that. Well, especially when it comes to what Danny was talking about with the kid stuff. I feel like, because imagine, for instance, well, I feel like all of you guys are, you know, getting into that creative aspects. Imagine if Yonkers, or the schools you guys went to, had those different types of opportunities or programs. You guys would have been more inclined to like try something different from a younger age compared to you guys doing it now as adult, you know. So I feel like all those ideas are good in terms of making I guess you guys call yourself a city, right? You guys don't really go with as a borough, like city Yonkers, the city of Yonkers, right?
City of Yonkers, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, like as a city, you know, you guys will be able to bring in all that type of you know, different material that, you know, it's outdated over there. Because I mean, I don't live out there, but when I go out there, I don't see, you know, like you guys are saying, those are the things they lack over there. So if they were able to implement that, I feel like that would obviously just be beneficial to the kids, but they'll be able to grow up within the community like you guys, and you guys are going to be able, well, not you guys in particular will be able to talk about it, but those kids will grow up and talk about, you know, the perks that they had, because communities don't really have those things anymore.
And all right, so I had one more question, right?
What's the other question?
I feel like there is a shift in what y'all see going on within the arts in our community.
Oh, a shift, like 100%. I mean, I guess we kind of were already saying it. Like for when we were in high school, because we're all about the same age. So when we were in high school, there was a lot of people doing it. You know, I mean, there's some people that died off and aren't doing it as much. And there are some people that's doing it more because they feel inspired. But I feel like it's just the arts in general, I feel like have shifted, and no matter what it is, not just music, it's a little bit of everything. I think it goes back to that thing of us all kind of coming together. I think that's what it is, of why the shift has happened, because I've seen it more in the past like 2 to 3 years than I've ever seen it before ever.
And to like, I was gonna say, to piggyback off of what you're saying, like, think about it, back then, well, you guys were the kids in high school. Now you guys, you know, we're adults now. So I feel like what probably happened was a lot of people had the same mentality you guys have, and are trying to bring that up as well. Just trying to be, you know, more aware of like, oh, we need this in this community, we need this and that. So that's also another direction as to why you guys probably been seeing a change in the last few years.
For sure.
What was it for me? Is say the question again, because I know what we're talking about, but the question was like, I didn't hear it all the way.
Shift coming in the arts of this community.
Definitely then. I don't know. It's like just what Chubb said and what Jamal said. It's like we are the generation that had to change, if that makes sense. We're the generation that new technology was easy to us because we learned it because we were younger and we learned it. Let's say, y'all remember AIM. I know everybody remember AIM.
Yeah, of course.
That was the original iMessage, whatever you want to call it. That was the original social media to me. It was MySpace and AIM. And everybody kind of in the community started getting connected with each other. In the city, they started getting connected with each other through those social media platforms. And at one point, it became like, oh, I know that person. I know of that person because of this. And then you end up in the same spot. I'm like, oh, I know you because you're this person on that person, you know this person, and I know that person, and we all just kind of like, it became a web. It became a huge web. Like, for instance, I don't know Prada Mama. I really don't know Prada Mama, and I'm from Yonkers, and I don't know who she is. I heard of her. I've heard the joke, not the jokes, but the like creative sayings that were made because she has a certain club.
Grip shit.
Yeah. That's hilarious to me. And I was like, whoa, like, who said that? And then like Jamal, and Jamal is one person that he says that playing around, but it's actually, that line is catchy, like for some reason. That's a catchy line. Like, what?
Like, you know who she is because of that, you feel me?
Exactly. And I didn't know her like that. I just knew her because like you people like you started introducing and stuff like that. And I still don't know who she is really. I never talked to her, but I know her. I know one of her best friends. We went to high school together. So I'm like, oh, Yonkers is a big city with a small like circle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, after a while, you just start seeing, you're gonna see the change. You're gonna see like, you know what? Why are we beefing if we from the same place? Or why are we having this like argument of who's better, but we're not even on top? We're not even near the top. Like, so, like, how are we gonna have that argument or that debate or that dispute, whatever you want to call it? How are we gonna have that when we're still so we're still so low at the totem pole that it's irrelevant. Like, yeah. So how about we, instead of all that, we help each other. Let's build each other. Let's keep on going up and up and up. And eventually, when we get to that point, it's like, now we can start talking about it. Like, all right, I'm better than you. I knew you when you was this. I knew you when you was that. It's like, damn, we really did this. We really like got to a point that we're this high, and now Yonkers is known throughout it could be throughout the world. It could be throughout. Right now, I'm gonna start small. It could be throughout New York. Yonkers is known throughout the East Coast. Yonkers is gonna be known throughout the United States, North America, South America, Europe, and it gets bigger and bigger. Like, let's say I have a perfect example. I work in Queens, right? Why, for some reason, in Queens, everybody knows like the top basketball players, the funny, like people like Shiggy and stuff like that. They all know them and they all support them. Like nothing. They can have beef with them and everything, but like they still support them. Like, yo, he gonna make it. And it's because that was that mentality back then where it's like, it's us against them. It was us against the other boroughs and stuff like that. But now it's like, once you see somebody make it from where you from, you feel like you feel like you can make it too. It's like, oh, if he made it, I can make it.
Yeah, weird.
And after, that's the with art and stuff like that, I feel like I always have to mention Jadakiss, Styles P, DMX. I always have to mention them to people and be like, yo, they're from Yonkers.
Can't forget Mary, bro.
Like, oh yeah, Mary J. Blige. Like, I'd be like, yo, they from Yonkers. Y'all know who these is? And like a lot of younger generation be like, no, I don't know who it's, because it's the younger ones. But like, even like when I go out of state, like to like when we went to school, I was like, you know who this person is? And like, you know who DMX is? Oh, we kind of know DMX because he has that song, blah, blah. Oh, where he's from? Oh, he's from New York. You know what part of New York? Now we just know he's from New York. Yeah. It's like, damn, that to me, that kind of hurts because I'm from like where he's from. Like, it's like, so you're from.
That's why like every interview I do and stuff like that, I'll be saying like, yo, like I'll be talking about Yonkers like every fucking.
You gotta put it out there.
And that's where it goes, like when you're doing shows and stuff like that, or you have certain platforms or anything like that. Like what? Right now we got the League, right? With the new project, the new EP that came out. League has been played on radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Steph Cakes, Yonkers DJ, she's been helping out with that, homie.
I love that she does that.
Proud of Mama on the league, you feel me? Yonkers person. People who didn't even know who Proud of Mama was or was a fan of Proud of Mama have been hitting me up going like, yo, this Proud of Mama girl though, like she killed that. But like it's little things like that. We were able to do the league challenge, and that got way bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. And it put a light on Iman, it put a light on Prada, it put a light on the song and stuff like that. People who listen to Prada who didn't know Iman, they didn't know that. People who didn't know who Prada Mama was, they know who Prada Mama is now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those are little things you can do to stuff like that. And the producer of the song is Yonkers person too. It's Los, the Religion. He's been doing my stuff for like forever, and he's somebody who went to Riverside with me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, these are people that, you know, I like to keep it within our own, because we could elevate each other. I tell the producers I work with all the time, like Rondon, my brother Josh, Len, and Los and stuff. Like I tell them all the time, there's nothing that, like big time producers, there's nothing that they can do that y'all can't do.
Nah, that's facts.
That's 100% facts.
I have a cousin like that. The same thing. You know Gil. Jamal. Y'all know Gil.
Yeah.
He a photographer right now, and he tells me the same thing. If he could do it, you could do it too, bro. That's easy. Like, it's not easy, but what makes you different than him?
Yeah, it's just all up here putting it in your head of what it is that you can and can't do.
Last thing I want to say is what Bobo, like to restate what Bobo said in the last podcast that I did with Jamal, because I know the last podcast was with Greg and A. Now I was supposed to be there, but our engagements, whatever. We're the shadow. We're in the shadow of a big ass city. Like we are in the shadow of New York City. Like that's it. The Bronx and Manhattan and whatever, Queens. We're in that shadow. We're in shadow of those boroughs. So it's like it's only a matter of time that we stand out. Like, all right, get this shot. Like, get the sun pointing the right way where it's like it's always bright.
Thanks. It's true.
So,
bro, I live fucking. My bad for Christian. I live 15 minutes away from the Heights, bro. Like,
yeah.
With no traffic. Actually, 18 minutes. 15 minutes away from the Heights. And no traffic.
That's a fact. I feel you because
like that's what it is. Like it's not that far from each other. Nothing. We're right there. We're right next to the Bronx.
Yeah, we're right here. That's why I tell people all the time.
The thing that I hate
minutes to get across from the Bronx.
The thing that I hate the most is like I think I had people over. Like this was like my college. This was when I was in college. One summer, my parents went. Every summer I was in college, my parents take a week to go on vacation, and I had a little get-together in my house. And if you've been to my house, you know that I have a little backyard, and it's actually nice. My house is nice, or was nice. I had people from the Bronx. Damn, I had people from the Bronx come here, and they say, "Oh, this is upstate. This is mad far." I'm like, "This is mad far, like." You live right there, bro. Like to me, I'm right next to the highway. You bounce on that Bronx River, you right there. Yeah. Like, but yeah, it was like little things like that. It's just Yonkers is right here, and I hate when people say like it's like 3 hours away. So
yeah, it is what it is, bro. People are just gonna say what they're gonna say, and it's whatever.
But what I was gonna say. Jamal, I think that's it was a great conversation. I know I missed a little bit because I got my milkshake.
This kid wouldn't got.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yo, I saw him out. You guys were talking, so you might not have seen me. But when he came back, I was just shaking my head.
I was blind. I was like, my pen came with the biscuit salty. Like, yo, wait, what flavor is it before we like wrap this up?
Vanilla with sprinkles.
Oh,
clutch. I thought you were going to strawberry for a second. Vanilla and sprinkles can't go wrong. Huh?
What happened?
You drinking sprinkles?
Yeah, I drink this. I chew on the sprinkles. Like, I don't know. I like sprinkles.
Hey, bro, salute. That's my first time ever hearing that.
That facts. I've never heard that. I just heard people say the flavor, but I never heard somebody putting sprinkles in there.
Yeah.
There's the ice
It
cream.
says it on the side. I think I made it a thing because it says it on the side now. Like it says sprinkles and Oreos. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Should have copyrighted it. Yonkers, do you have anything like coming up or anything that you plan on doing anytime soon that you want to promote or keep on people's radar?
I was supposed to I had a whole rollout plan, but 2020 has been so crazy that everything changed. You feel me? Right now, I'm working on the next project that I'm not dropping a project this year.
Okay.
It's not going to be in 2020 at all? 2021.
Nah, I feel that.
Coming out 2021. It's something that I'm excited for everybody to hear once it's all finished and stuff. But right now, we have the Night of EP out, and Nova's Interlude is there. And real quick, actually, a lot of people keep asking me if the story is about me on Nova's Interlude. If you're really listening to the record, it's not about me. that whole song is in the perspective of my manager. That's a situation that he went through. I'm just a narrator. I wrote the song based off of the story he told me. But we got Nova's Interlude and we got The League, which The League is doing very, very well. It's actually about to hit 100,000 on Spotify, which is crazy. So
yeah, that's an accomplishment right there.
Yeah. So that's all I got for right now. We're gonna shoot a video soon once the time is right. I canceled all my music stuff for now. I don't do all that. I'm not into all of that right now. That's not what my mind is in. So we gonna get it though for everybody soon. So yeah, but expect a project next year. You're not getting one this year.
This year, the way this year is going, like, music would be nice, but we understand. Everybody has their own things. They gotta before getting into that the passions.
Honestly, when it comes to music though, the reason why I'm not dropping a project this year is because I wanted to take enough time. Whenever I drop a project, it needs to be 100 times better than the last in my eyes.
No, of course.
Everybody will have their favorites or whatever it is and stuff like that. But in my eyes, if it's not 10, 100, 10 times, whatever, better than the last one, I don't want to give that to y'all.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel that.
And my mindset has not been, like, I felt like if I was going to give y'all a project this year, it would have probably ended up sounding like Everything's Everything. And I did not want to do that. So I wanted to take this time off to be able to do something that would just be different and way better than the last. So that's what it is.
That's fine. That's a good way to think about it. Because some people will come out and, think about it. The running joke with the baby is he's dropped all these albums back to back to back, and they all sound the same. Instead of him taking the time out and be like he's not a bad artist, what I mean? But he's doing them so close to each other and not taking the time out to really, really sit down and work on it.
Yeah, some people think it's quantity over quality. They just want to release a whole bunch of stuff while they can before they can't release anymore. So
exactly.
That's right. I'll give you out quality anytime, bro. I grew up with Kanye, so like Kanye.
Kanye take his time.
It was like yo. So
all the people that you named take their time. Like,
yeah.
How often do we get a Pusha T project, bro?
Every 4 years.
so it makes sense.
For sure. That's my thought process with it.
Yeah. But that's all that I had. I don't know if you guys have any last closing thoughts or anything that you want to share or anything like that before we close out.
I think we tackled everything, right?
All right, gonna say, Iman?
No, I think I got everything. We had a good conversation, so I'm happy that we were able to. Like, it was damn. I know Jamal has to leave by 7 to 7:10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been texting him. I don't know if they started or not, but I've been texting him telling that like we was wrapping up. So
Yeah,
I don't know. He hasn't texted me again, so I guess that they're waiting because I guess he would have just said, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the conversations are good and stuff, and you know I love that what y'all doing and stuff. So you know I'm just excited that I was able to be a part of it. You feel me? It was cool because I've been watching the episodes that y'all been putting up on YouTube and stuff. So it's been dope.
Definitely, and we greatly appreciate it. Like it means a lot when like seeing somebody post it without like me having to share it with them. You know what I mean? Somebody taking the time out of their own day to click on it and then go the other step of not only clicking on it but sharing the fact that they're watching it. It means a lot, and I definitely appreciate it.
Oh, for sure, bro. For sure.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching to another episode of Just Talks Podcast. Iman, we want to thank you for coming out and joining us and sharing all the information that you share with us. We definitely appreciate you. And peace, and see you guys till next time.
All right, have a nice one, y'all. Enjoy. Yeah, Jamal, everything.